quiet cathedral vault, a single beam of light falls across a long linen cloth, preserved behind glass, as if guarding a secret older than memory. Up close, its fibers appear fragile, yellowed with centuries, and holding markings so faint they nearly vanish into the weave. Within Turin's vast cathedral, towering arches rise like sentinels as visitors stand before the cloth in reverent silence. But its story begins long before Turin, buried in medieval records, preserved in ink and parchment. Pilgrims once traced its mysterious journey across Europe, following routes lit by lanterns and belief. Festivals and processions carried a veiled relic through crowded streets, inspiring awe and curiosity in equal measure. Somewhere in 14th century France, clergy examined a long linen cloth by candlelight, uncertain of the image before them. Their village, Lire, quiet and wrapped in morning mist, would become the birthplace of a debate that still endures. Scrolls, seals, and heraldic marks traced its ownership, but not its origin. Monks copied descriptions with careful strokes, knowing the value of a relic and the mystery of a cloth that defied simple explanation. Medieval illustrations began to depict a burial cloth, faintly showing a human form, unlike any artwork of the age. Across Byzantine routes, caravans carried sacred objects, and among them, perhaps a cloth wrapped in secrecy. In chapels of Constantinople, relic chests gleamed with enamel and gold, protecting treasures whose identities are now uncertain. Deep within treasury rooms, items of profound significance were stored, sometimes unnamed, yet fiercely guarded. Hands in armor passed sealed containers from one protector to another as empires rose and others crumbled. Conflict ravaged cities, scattering relics far from their homes, creating gaps in their histories. Monasteries carefully recorded what remained, sheltering sacred items from chaos. Scribes wrote of a burial cloth with unusual markings, words that hint but do not confirm. Maps show potential paths from the Near East to France and Italy, routes taken by merchants, crusaders, and refugees. Renaissance scholars compared anatomical sketches with the cloth's faint outlines, perplexed by its precision and its elusiveness. The cloth itself reveals a distinctive herringbone twill, a weave rare yet undeniably ancient. Laid flat under museum lighting, its full length stretches over 13 feet, bearing a front and back image of a man. The face, barely visible to the naked eye, emerges only when light falls at the perfect angle. The back image shows contours of shoulders and legs, faint as breath on glass, yet unmistakably human. Reddish marks trace patterns some identify as wounds, though their origin remains debated. Researchers examine the edges and seams with gloved hands, studying repairs and wear from centuries of handling. In the late 1800s, high-contrast photography captured details unseen before, sparking worldwide fascination. When the first photographic negative was developed, the image appeared strikingly clearer, almost lifelike. Side-by-side comparisons revealed an inversion of light and shadow, unlike any known painting or dye. Historians examined the early cameras used in 1898, realizing how a single photograph transformed global interest. Modern laboratories began a new chapter, analyzing the cloth at microscopic levels. Fibers show signs of natural aging, brittle in places, strong in others, consistent with great antiquity. Spectroscopic scans studied the chemical composition, revealing no obvious pigments forming the image. Graphs displayed unusual wavelength interactions, suggesting the marks are not applied on the surface, but embedded within the fibers. Teams compared results, searching for consensus, yet finding complexity instead. Pollen grains taken from the cloth suggest origins across multiple regions, including areas near ancient Jerusalem. Charts identified pollen species native to the Middle East, adding another layer to the puzzle. Forensic experts analyzed wound patterns, noting their alignment with known Roman-era practices. Medical researchers compared anatomical accuracy with historical descriptions, finding the details unusually consistent. Digital reconstructions demonstrated how the cloth may have wrapped a human body, yet how the image formed remains unknown. A small sample was taken for radiocarbon testing, one of the most significant scientific steps in its study. In laboratories of the 1980s, equipment processed the fibers with care, documenting each stage. Researchers recorded their findings by hand and on early computer terminals, methodical and precise. The 1988 test results were printed and archived, dating the cloth to the medieval period. Later microscopy revealed a potential repair section, complicating assumptions about the sample itself. Comparisons showed differences between older fibers and newer threads, raising questions about contamination. Scholars gathered to debate the findings, presenting evidence, counter-evidence, and unresolved contradictions. Peer-reviewed journals published detailed analyses, each proposing new interpretations. Timelines drawn on chalkboards revealed conflicting possibilities, none fully conclusive. A symbolic clock face against the cloth's weave captures the paradox, an image that feels ancient, yet a date that narrows its age without answering its mystery. High-definition scans display the cloth with remarkable clarity, exposing details invisible to the eye. Depth mapping reveals variations in light intensity, allowing researchers to build 3D profiles of the figure. Digital analysts mark key points along the face, measuring ratios and symmetry with modern tools. Infrared and thermal imaging uncover subtle features hidden beneath the surface fibers. Each imaging method tells part of the story, none able to explain the whole. Historians examine full 3D projections, gaining new perspectives on the figure's proportions. Microscopic shots reveal no brushstrokes, no pigment buildup, no directionality typical of artwork. Controlled experiments demonstrate that the image's shading lacks a clear light source, a property unlike painting, scorch, or dye. Digital archivists preserve every scan, ensuring future generations can continue the investigation. Curators prepare the shroud's display under carefully controlled lighting, protecting it from time. Visitors stand in quiet reflection, drawn not only by the image, but by the centuries of questions surrounding it. Faces illuminated by the display reveal contemplation, curiosity, and wonder. Scholars of many backgrounds gather to discuss its origins, each bringing a different lens to the puzzle. Maps, manuscripts, and reports span the table, showing how many cultures have shaped its story. An hourglass beside old linen symbolizes time itself, steady, impartial, and relentless. The folded cloth rests within protective casing, treated as a fragile survivor of the past. A quiet corridor leads toward the shroud's chamber, a path walked by millions over centuries. Light brushes the fibers gently, revealing subtle textures that words struggle to capture. Alone in dim golden light, the shroud stands as one of history's most enigmatic objects. Its silhouette fades into darkness, leaving questions that no testing, no analysis has fully resolved. And so, whether one believes the cloth holds the image of a specific man or views it as an extraordinary artifact shaped by history, the mystery remains. A reminder that some truths endure not in certainty, but in the questions they inspire.